Hello, it is March 31st. It has been a minute since I made a video. I have been working on starting a business, which I wasn't really planning on per se until I was. Um, so the business is a tarot reading business. It's called Read 'em and Reap Tarot. You can find the website at reademreaptarot.com at this time. I also have a Facebook page. Um, I have practiced tarot. I think I can say collectively 10 years. I started when I was in college, which I turned 49 yesterday, so college was 30, 20 something years ago. So off and on. And it's been really interesting since the beginning of last year, when I decided, when I gave up drinking and decided to lean into my spirituality more, where that was going to take me. And it's interesting how I'm trying to figure out how to say it. How I'm just getting so much out of it. Sorry, scam likely. Do they call you all the time too? Um, I can only speak from my experience, obviously. And I was raised in a Christian household, in a church, and it never felt right to me. And so when I was about 15, I, about when I was 15 is when I started this journey as I see it, because I recognized that there was something about that environment and that thought process and that belief system that didn't feel right. It still doesn't feel right. I am not saying that, again, I'm just speaking from my own perspective. In my experience, that belief system lacks a lot of um, authenticity and truth. And I'm not saying it's not there, I just don't think it's found or realized or utilized by the majority of people who follow it. That being said, I am realizing how much there's always more. There's always more to learn. There's always more to be open to. There's always, you can always go deeper. There's always more to know. That's where I was going to say. Um, I keep getting this image of no matter what it is we're doing and working on, excuse me, there's an ocean of information and we're pretty much always only ankle deep. Uh, there's always more to know. We're never done. We might have moments where we're taking breaks, but it's never done. And what has transpired for me is a series of events and a series of experiences and people I've met, conversations I've had, choices I've made, boundaries I've set, practicing setting boundaries, recognizing that you have to love yourself enough to set the boundaries. That's what it's about. And I was not raised knowing how to do that. Um, Ancestrally speaking, I don't think anybody was raised knowing how to do that. So I'm having to do that. I'm taking that on for myself. And this is part of ancestral work is coming to the realization that there's something that has gone on for a long period of time, whether it's the whole time or current generation only, who knows? But if there's something that's been going on that isn't healthy and isn't working, whether it's a behavior, or a thought process, or a way of being, or belief system, um, and you recognize that it's not okay with you, it doesn't work for you, it's hurting you, or um, it's just straight up archaic and needs to be modified, rectified, then it is your responsibility to do that for yourself. And in doing so, you help heal your ancestral line, and you also help heal the people to whom you are an ancestor. But someone has to take responsibility. And so in this case, it's me. Um, and it is a transformation in how I see myself and the world, recognize my ability to take responsibility for myself and my actions and my thought processes, my perspectives. It's an ongoing process. This isn't about perfection. That's a word we need to let go of. Um, or we need to look at it properly, because perfection doesn't mean without flaw. I mean, I guess technically it means without flaw, but it doesn't mean that we aren't perfect already with our flaws. We are. That also doesn't mean we don't need to work on them, because we do. And something I'm just becoming so acutely aware of is, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but it's my truth and it's what's happening for me. So I had come to the realization, so in the practice of deciding to lean into spirituality, which, what does that mean? What does that mean? That was the first part. What does that mean? And the angle I took last year and continue to practice is witchcraft. And that can mean a lot of different things to different people. For those who wish to adhere to the myths around it, or the witch hunt perspective of it, at its most base definition, it means working with the elements and working with the spirits and working with your ancestors. That's what it means. And here's the thing that I know people who aren't ready aren't going to get, and that's okay. I am in the practice, actively engaged in a relationship with spirit, with my spirits, with my guides, my ancestors, my God. Um, and they talk back. And they tell us, when we're raised in a Christian environment, that is what we're supposed to be doing. But I'll be honest, I never really got the idea to actually. I think it's because of the way they present God. Why would you want to get involved in that relationship with a person, with an entity, with a consciousness that um, is angry, is judgmental? It's very confusing. It's a very confusing doctrine that I don't consent to. And in my understanding, current understanding of God, is that, and this is how we are all one. I know this is a hard concept, and I can't say, this is a concept that I believe without having, I believe it and I have faith in it. I haven't totally experienced it. So I guess that's what faith is, right? You believe it regardless of outward proving of it. Um, Sorry, I'm trying to get the glare of the windows not in my glasses. It's always a thing. So my current perspective and understanding of God is God is both the envelope and everything in the envelope. The whole thing. So the envelope is everything that's around us. It's the universe, it's whatever, it's all of it, plus all of it, plus me, plus this house, plus my dog, plus you, plus, and that is how we are all one, all one. And that is how we can communicate, because we're all connected, because we all have a piece. We all have our intuition, or our starlight, our stardust, our guidance system, our intuition. That's what that is. It's a connection to self, connection to our higher self, our oversoul, whatever words you choose to use that work for you. It is my experience that most people don't operate with this knowledge, with this belief system, or even if they do, it's to a certain point. So to be fair, um, everybody's only ever at some point until you decide to level up, right? So we're all in our own place at our own time on our own path. I'm not making a judgment. I am stating that I am fairly new to the recognition that I myself had only been to a certain point, and the thing that was keeping me from moving forward was literally just deciding, honestly, to believe what I believe, to step firmly on that road and start talking and start listening. It's everything that I've been saying this whole time, and now I'm listening to myself on this and listening to myself. So I know that there's people who don't believe in God, or don't believe, maybe they don't even believe in intuition. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I've ever met anybody that straight up said they don't believe in intuition. It's something that everyone has. And it is something that is there for us to use if we choose to. We just have to do it and believe. When you get into the practice of it, it's easier, just like anything else, right? And there are, do I understand that, see, I don't like that I have to say this. Do I understand that there are people in the world who hear voices in their head and it is a technical, psychological, or medical condition that is problematic? Yes, I do. I am not speaking to that at this time. I am speaking to the voices, about the voices that we have available to all of us that are here for us to guide us if we will just listen. And sometimes it's listening, sometimes it's actual words that come to you, sometimes it's just a feeling. I mean, it's different for everyone. So that's part of the process of exploration, is figuring out what your language is with spirit. And I mean, if you don't know where to start. Just ask, who's here? Are you here? Are you here? And the answer will be yes. And if you hear someone speaking and it's not like, and again, I guess I can't say for sure, it is like someone's talking, but it's more like they're talking from right about here. And everybody has, you have your voice, that's your negative, for instance, your negative backtalk voice. That voice is really loud. We all know that voice, right? It's real loud and it's real negative all the time. That voice is nonsense. That voice, we all need to get into the practice of telling to fuck off. Um, and there are practices you can do, but honestly, to be aware that that voice is not real. That voice is, it's just not real. It's not there to help you. So that's not the voice you want to listen to. And honestly, you can practice this in any way. If it's you're driving home from work and it occurs to you to go a different way, go a different way. See what happens for you. Maybe you, anytime I do this, almost anytime, I guess I shouldn't say like quantifiably. Um, the last time I did this, I found a crystal shop that I had no idea existed, and now it's my favorite crystal shop. Um, who knows what you will find or what you will avoid by listening, but that's what the guidance is there for. Um, I encourage you to practice. I encourage you, if you are not in the practice, to give it a shot and see what's available to you. Because I'll tell you, I feel a lot more secure and confident in moving forward to start a business. Because Spirit is very much my business partner in this business. I don't just read tarot. Spirit speaks to me for the querent that I'm reading for. And that's how I do that. Um, have I always done it like that? I don't think so. If I did, I didn't realize it. But I'll tell you, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. Um, I feel less lonely. I feel I feel more protected. I feel more guarded and guided. Um, I feel more capable of dealing with people. I also feel more capable of setting boundaries around people because this is also about loving yourself, right? Loving yourself, loving that relationship. Um, it no longer fills me with fear, the idea of having to tell someone that I will not tolerate their bullshit. And the other part I think of, I'm realizing part of starting this business is it's sort of ironic, honestly. So the tarot spread that I use was created with Spirit when I was experimenting with what would happen if you threw the spread first to find out what the question is. And so the way I operate right now with the business is I only throw the one spread, and the only question is, how am I standing in my own way? Because I firmly believe that if you're not asking yourself that question, it doesn't matter what the other questions are. I'm not saying if you're a tarot reader and you do other spread that's not okay. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this is what works for me. And this is what I want to offer to people. Because what I'm discovering, what has always been an issue, honestly, is people's willingness to listen or lack of willingness to listen. People will come to me all the time with problems, but they won't listen to what the guidance I'm receiving is for them. So it also occurs to me that this is why we keep hearing the same information from different sources over and over and over. I keep asking myself, why do we have to keep saying it over and over? It's because people don't listen. It's because people don't trust what's already available to them. I don't like the concept of you can't get this till you believe you deserve it. The deserve doesn't. I don't think that's it. Deserve is the wrong word, and it's confusing, and I think it messes people up when they're trying to um, manifest. Here's the thing with manifestation, and I firmly believe this, and this is part of the work I'm doing too with the tarot, is I don't believe you can get what you want until you start dealing with your bullshit. And it's as simple as that. As simple as that. And people go, oh, that's not simple. Well, it is when you start doing it. It is. The minute you go, I'm ready to deal with this. I'm ready to deal with this thing that's been right here the whole time. And I just am living my life like this. Stop doing that. Deal with it. Look at it. At the very least, look at it and acknowledge it. I see you. I see that you're there. I know that you've been there for a long time. And I'm ready to deal with you. I'm ready to at least acknowledge you, name you, identify you, figure out where you came from, why you're still here. Um, and here's the thing, too. If we're not dealing with our stuff, then this is the filter that we're having relationships with people, right? This is the filter. It's not me in my authentic state, as free and clear of nonsense as I can possibly be in this moment. It's a this. So regardless of what's happening here, this is the filter. This is the place we react from. This is how we perceive people. This is the meaning we make out of things, the triggers and the meaning that we make and the triggers all stem from not dealing. maybe not again, don't come for me with your, well, I had, deal with it. It is my, I've concluded that it is my work on this planet. Oh, I forgot. Okay, so I had talked about the irony. I'm jumping around a lot. Here's the irony of everything that's going on right now. I am a person that very much gets disgruntled and upset when people don't listen, when people don't respond. And the work that I'm doing with the tarot is to guide people back to themselves. So at the very least, they'll listen to themselves. If you're not going to listen to me, which why you don't have to. If you're not going to listen to the information that's around you about how to solve your problems, listen to yourself. Talk to yourself. Talk to yourself. Take that time. Love yourself enough to do that. That's how, that's my hope, is how we proceed and grow as individuals, as communities, as a planet. And again, if you don't know where to start, just start somewhere. Pick one thing that's been bothering you. Pull that thorn out of your own foot. And know that you are supported and loved by your guides and your spirits and your ancestors, because you are. And I support you, even if I don't know you. So I think that's it. Thank you. I'll put the link to my website below, and I hope to be able to work with you and read for you. And if not, I hope to just continue speaking to you this way. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.